Good evening. Good evening. How's everybody doing? Ooh. Well, no, we're not going to be on here for very long. Football be running late. Goodness gracious. Welcome, y'all. Come on in. Let's go ahead and get these thoughts on pencil and paper. Okay. Oh my goodness. Thank you. We can ready to talk some football and then we can ready to go to bed. Let me pull up these scores, y'all. Because some of these games are still going on. Okay. Valley hanging in there. Ooh, Texas Southern getting the snot beat out of them. I mean, ain't nothing poor about Snake. We not feeling sorry for no snakes. Them snakes on a plane. I'm glad that y'all are saying it and not me. Okay. I don't want to be messy. I don't want to say it. Well, that wasn't nice. You didn't have to say it. This light is bright. There we go. Turn it down just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's a little bright. Oh. Let me see this. Dang. Hey, look at Nick. Hey, Nick. It says the way ULM beating up on UAB, it made me look at last week a little different. You see what happens when you go from week 1 to week 2? Make you want to say, make you wonder, like, okay, so maybe Jackson State, maybe we were overreacting. So I feel like the progression from week 1 to week 2, you know, everybody was in an uproar, not just Jackson State fans. There was some Alabama State fans that wanted the coach's head on a platter as well. And they bounced back with QB 3 or 4. Was it QB 3 or QB 4? They deep in their QB roster. I don't even think Alabama State had, I didn't even know they had 4 or 5 QBs on their roster, but they deep off in it, right? They're at least at QB 3 at minimum. Okay. See, y'all at QB 3. Are y'all asking for coach's head this week, or y'all gonna let him make it? I done tweaked my neck. I have like a pinched nerve or something. So I'm not gonna be here for very long. I'm gonna be making fun of a couple of people that I think deserve it. Colorado, you know, being a little bit petty. What does this say? What does this say? Okay. All right. I'm gonna drop the link. But let me pull up these scores. Look at Valley hanging in there. Valley, okay, so I'm telling you right now, you guys think that because I ranked Valley as number 10 in my polls this week, I'm telling you right now, Valley is going to shock some folks in the SWAC. Keep sleeping on Valley. Valley's hanging in there with Lamar, 21-14. I don't know if there's been an update, but as of right now, that's what the score is. Valley's going to hit somebody, clock somebody across the head. Meanwhile, last week, Texas Southern dog walked Prairie View. This week, Texas Southern gets dog walked by Rice. And Prairie View dog walks Northwestern State. See, it's just all over the place, right? So you just never, you know, it could be those week 1 jitters. It could be, you know, what is it? Grambling State is dog walking Tuskegee. So this is the week where a lot of people have, or a lot of teams have D2 schools that they're playing against, right? So I feel like with D2 schools, you go from doing money games to doing D2 schools to finally getting FCS versus FCS matchups to really see where you're at, right? Because week 1, if you're having a money game and you get dog walked by a FBS, you know, but you got it a couple of different ways, right? Because Jackson State played ULM really, really close. And now going into week 2, ULM dog walked UAB, UAB dog walk Alcorn, right? Ain't no conversation. What conversation was going to be had? Y'all at QB3. What conversation? Mr. Ford talking about you need to call the coach to the carpet. Call the coach to the carpet for what? QB1 and QB2, they gone. They gone. But
how you gonna fix it? You done messed me up to tell this business. I done called the police because I'm doing refund.
yeah, Alcorn is getting dog walk. And you know what? G knew that team that they were gonna lose. Baby, he been trolling them for like 4 days straight trolling Vanderbilt. Just terrible. Just knowing you getting ready to lose and still to do double play. Why would he do double quarterback play this week? You don't have enough quarterbacks to do that. Now, Freddie, let's just keep it a buck here. Now, let's just be honest. Now, this was a D2 team. Okay. So he opened up the playbook a little bit, or was it easier to throw on him? We're gonna see next week against Sutton. I just didn't want them to score. I really didn't. Is that mean? I didn't want them to score. Kind of like when South Carolina State scored at the MEAC SWAC Challenge. I really didn't want them to score. All right, so here's a couple of things. Savannah State, they was keeping it kind of close. Hopefully Southern will pull it away, right? Because if Southern doesn't pull away this Savannah State game, I'm going to be side-eyeing them. So here's the thing. If you're playing a D2 school, it needs to be a convincingly dominant performance, right? It needs to be. I feel like you should dominate. Let's see. What's Alabama A&M hitting on? Let me see. Okay. Morgan State lost today against Towson. What about North Carolina Central? Florida A&M. They didn't score a touchdown. They only scored some field goals. 9-56. I want to say that Florida A&M covered, or maybe they didn't cover. I don't know. Maybe the line was like 40 something. Okay, Hampton pulled it out against Virginia Union. North Carolina Central got dog walked by Elon, right? I remember like everybody wanted to just give North Carolina Central the reigning #1 in all of HBCU football, just based off of their performance against Alabama State. They got dog walked by Elon today. They definitely created them a feather pillow from the North Carolina Central Eagles, okay? Tarred and feathered. Alabama State, 24-3. That's good. Congratulations, Alabama State. Let's give them a round of applause. Let's give them a round of applause because y'all lost to Miles last year. No disrespect to Southern, but throwing underneath crossing routes will not win too many games. All right. So I'm going to just go over the actual games that I watched, and then, which, I mean, it really basically was Bethune-Cookman. I watched that game. And then the Jackson State game, like in its entirety, or enough to make some critical statements, right? Bethune, Hail Wildcats. Here, before I say something rude or do anything out of pocket, let me go ahead and I hope, and well, I'm not going to say I hope because, of course, I don't want you to beat us. Sheesh. Look at this schedule. First off, why do you have all these games scheduled like this? Good Lord. It's kind of brutal, right? You got University of South Florida, then you got Mercer, then you got Western Michigan University. Like, you scheduled, who is this AD Theus that did this? Why would you do that? So basically, you got 2 more weeks before you have a winnable game, right? And then I guess you can turn it up a notch, right? Clark Atlanta University, Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Mississippi Valley State. But good Lord, this is a brutal schedule. See, this is what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see. I want to see complete dominance, right? All right. Okay, so let's talk about Bethune-Cookman. I watched this particular school game until I couldn't watch it anymore. Now, let me say, the defense is like that. I really do feel like they're like that. Their quarterback, if we want to play a game called Not It, Cam Ransom is not it. He's not. Y'all, you are lying. I didn't want to post this. Here, let me show you what my son said. I didn't want to post it because I didn't want to be messy. Listen to what my son says.
You back up. Stay in the road.
Here, I'm gonna send it to y'all.
Football Jackson State podcast in the football season. Telling us what teams we got again. Tell us what teams we got.
Bethune-Cookman Wildcats versus the Mercers.
Which one do y'all do? Bethune-Cookman. That's what I think is gonna win.
Winston-Salem State Rams versus the North Carolina A&T Aggies.
I'm saying Rams.
I didn't want to be messy today and post that. Braxton predicted the Rams were going to win today. Ooh. What is going where? Let me see this. What is going on? Bruh, listen, if them Aggies lose, first of all, it's a home game. That's number one. And they bragging about how it's sold out. Yeah, you getting a sold out ass whooping. What is the score? Y'all, tell me what the score is. What's going on? Okay. North Carolina A&T got the ball. But it is the fourth quarter. Y'all are messy. Okay, so you know why this is so, and I'm gonna have to pull it up. Y'all remember that one guy from North Carolina A&T that said that we're gonna beat all the black schools? I forgot his name, Roy or something like that. From what, baby? If not, I hope Bethune-Cookman AD sends every player home with Epsom salt and ice packs. Ooh, thank you, Mike, for the donation. Prairie View trying to give the game away. See, this is why I can't deal with this. Listen, Prairie View, you got to pull it out. Bubba, I got to find Bubba. Is that Colorado game day? I think that's Colorado game day. Like I said, football is all over the place tonight. Colorado getting the ass beat. I have a visual of what the locker room looks like, y'all. Breaking news. You know, I am I have a visual of the locker room. Okay, y'all, and I'm getting ready to play it for you guys. This is what the locker room looks like. They already had a fight last week, but you know. How you tackle? That's Warren Sapp. Sapp just up there. Oh, mercy. Warren Sapp over there trying to laugh and be messy. You need to teach them boys how to block. See, God don't like ugly and he ain't too fond of pretty. All right, so about Bethune. Okay, so here are my suggestions. First of all, let me say this. The score is not indicative of Bethune-Cookman's defense. I want to say that. The offense was not able to move the ball, right? I mean, stagnant as all get out. Like, it was actually pretty terrible. The offense was causing short field situations, turnovers, interceptions, and putting the defense in impossible situations, right? So the defense, every time they would make a stop, the offense couldn't convert. I mean, I think their offense is probably worse than it was last year. Like last year, Bethune-Cookman had a decent defense. They have a really good defense this year. And I'm serious. Like I was thoroughly impressed by the defense. Let me pull up like, and Mercer was not that good either. Not really. They had 19 receptions for 244 yards and 3 touchdowns. Bethune-Cookman had 14 receptions for 127 yards. They both had 50 yard long, excuse me. No, sorry. I'm sorry. 50 yards was their longest reception. Sorry. Rushing, oh my God. They have no rush whatsoever. They had 26 attempts. They netted 29. Like BCU's rushing, oh my God, it's terrible. That was actually the difference maker between Mercer and Bethune-Cookman. They couldn't run. Like, where are you guys going? 244 yards passing, and then rushing, they had 221. This is Mercer. Whereas, I mean, Bethune-Cookman had 29 yards. Like, what is going on? Please, somebody tell me what happened. What happened? All right, defensively, I ain't gonna lie. Coach Woody's son, yeah. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he was a SWAC player of the year, or not player of the year, but a SWAC first team or first team all SWAC towards the end of the year. He had 7 solo tackles, 2 assists for 9 total tackles, 1 interception for 9 yards. Like, he did a really good job. You know what? The defense as a totality, I think that they did well, considering. But then, you know, if you're always on the field, and they were on the field for a long time, I would say the majority of the minutes that Bethune-Cookman actually had that maybe, let me look and see how much time they had it. Like, it was probably staggered, like Mercer had it 2/3 of the time. Let me see how much time they had. I don't see it on here. How much time did Bethune-Cookman have versus Mercer? Because the defense stayed on the field. I was like, damn. And I'm talking about they had the worst penalties ever. So that's all I have to say, is that defense is solid. So when you look at the score, don't think that it's because the defense is not stout. It is. All right, let's move on to, I thought Mr. Ford was coming up here, but he ain't on here. Why did the starting quarterback change? It's a D2 game. It's a D2 game. All right, let's get on to Jackson State. Lord have mercy. Okay, so here's my thing. I mean, I feel like, I personally, I don't know if it was in a group chat or was last Saturday, I personally felt like you didn't necessarily have to play your starters like that for this particular game. Why? Because it's a D2 team. We should be able to handily beat them. A lot of people were concerned because Jacoby and Morgan was not QB1 today. Shoot, the roster is one each week, I guess. Maybe somebody was doing better in practice, or maybe the coach just wanted to switch it up a little bit. I will say this. I am in PV versus everybody's football fantasy. And you know I had to pick QB1, right? First of all, whoever picked Miles Crawley this week, oh my God, he was putting up Super Bowl numbers. So Morgan is the starter, but for this particular game, it was Cam. And I didn't see any problem with it. Maybe we're just kind of like testing the waters, game time decision type of thing. I'm sure that's something that somebody will ask on the coaching call, right? Why did you switch from Jacoby Morgan to Cam? Like, what was that about? Maybe he just wanted to get Cam some reps, right? Because this is a D2 team. And I felt like that was good, right? Because Cam did good. He put on a show, right? We got to see what he was all about. We got to see him run, everything. All right. So I didn't like that Lane scored. Jackson State did that against South Carolina State, but whatever. So let's look at the pass totals. This is interesting. So Jacoby and Morgan was 9 for 11 for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. McCoy was 5 of 9 for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. So yardage-wise passing, they had a total of 250 yards. Rushing, you know what's interesting is there were 10 rushers for 184 yards. Cameron McCoy, which was today's quarterback one, had 6 attempts for 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. His longest run was 60 yards, and he was gunning it, right? I like that the ball was a little bit of everywhere today, right? Miller had a touchdown. I want to say Kobe Paul had a touchdown. Isaiah Spencer had a touchdown. Our tight end Landy had a touchdown. Jonas Fortillion had a touchdown. It was just touchdowns everywhere, right? And that's how we want to play against Southern next week. Not just against a D2 team. That's how you want to play against everybody. And so here's my thing. Yes, they played good ball. Let me point out a couple of things that I did see. So one thing that I did see is I did not see, now somebody can correct me in the chat, but I didn't really see a 3-3-5. That's all I'm saying. I didn't see the 3-3-5. And that was my main concern last week. I hated it. I did not like the 3-3-5. I hated it. I've hated it since last season. But I saw a 4-3. I saw them line up as many as 4 or 5 people on the line. I loved it. You saw the 3-3-5? I must have missed it. Braxton must have been distracting me. I seen 4. I loved the blitzing, right? Loved the blitzing. It was effective today. And a lot of people are, to their point, are saying, well, yeah, it's a D2 school. You should be able to run those types of plays. It must have been no, you saw and didn't know. Okay, we'll see. So the point is, okay, so maybe they had it disguised a little bit better. But here's the thing. So this week it was kind of like a shootout, right? I feel like the question now remains is, which that's a dominant win, right? 58-7, that's pretty dominant. So the question is, going into week 3, are we going to be able to convert that to a SWAC win? Brother Bakari says the blitz worked against ULM, which ULM beat the dog mess out of UAB, which UAB beat the dog mess out of Alcorn. So, I mean, it's all analysis, right? You can say one thing, but I think that fundamentally Jackson State shows that they can tackle. I can agree with you here. The secondary needs more work. So I'll also say this: the DBs and the wide receivers in the SWAC are, I feel like those positions are, we have more talent in the SWAC than was on that ULM team. A lot more talented DBs, a lot more talented wide receivers in the SWAC. And I'm saying that to say this: the tackling is important. Coverage is important, you know, not playing too far off from your man so that he dusts you. Like, this is all important. But fundamentally, I loved what I saw. I loved the defense. They were as dominant as I have always wanted them to be. They didn't make too many mistakes. Our offensive line looked good. They were giving the quarterback time. I love that tight end sneak. That was beautiful. And I also feel like Coach TC left enough to be desired for SWAC play, right? He didn't reveal too much. And Granny Ann points out that there was a lot of second and third stringers playing, so that a lot of times when the other team were able to get some yards, we had our second team in there. And, you know, Lane didn't actually really get that much, right? They didn't get too much. Now, towards the end of the fourth, once TC took out a lot of the starters and stuff, we did see a couple of mistakes being made or some yards gained, and they were able to finally score. But overall, I'm impressed. Prayers up to Rico Powers. He did leave the game injured. And then I want to say Cam left a little early. I don't know if it was because of injury, but Jacobian ended up playing for the rest of the game. So we're just going to pray that he does not have an injury. I like QB2 a lot, right? He's versatile. I was worried about him throwing, but both him and Jacobian showed, you know, we got the air. We can air it out in the air if need to, accurately. Tossing it to Fortillion. I feel like Fortillion is going to be, and Kobe Paul and Isaiah Spencer are going to be some wide receivers that blow our minds this season, right? They have, especially for Fortillion and Isaiah Spencer, they have that height that you need against other receivers. I think this will be an 8-3 season. As long as the 2 losses aren't in the SWAC East, we're good, right? All right. Yeah. I feel like it was kind of like testing some plays out, testing out some things before Southern. So let's look at Southern and see what they doing. You know, dang, it went to overtime. What happened? What happened to the North Carolina A&T game? It went to overtime. Embarrassing. I just want for the black school to win, right? Because A&T Roy said, and I quote, "We're just going to beat up on all the black schools." Dang. All right, so we got some final scores in here. Texas Southern did score a touchdown. So they ended the game 7-69. That was a tough loss, right? So you go from winning a really important game in the SWAC to going to play Rice and getting demolished. Let's see, did Prairie View pull it out? Prairie View has not pulled it out yet. This is a very important game for Coach Bubba McDowell, right? Grambling State and Tuskegee are still going. Valley, there's only a minute left, but it looks like it's ending 14-28. There's only a minute left, so we're gonna see. 2-minute warning for Prairie View versus Northwestern State. I know Alcorn State just wants this game to end 55-0. Good Lord. Sheesh. Savannah State still has 10 versus Southern's 35. So I think that the Southern game, A&M 49-7. So that's what you want. You want a dominant game when it's a D2 school. Well, you better hope they run the ball or something. What is Prairie View doing? Y'all gonna have to run the ball. Fix it. Damn. Mizzou is killing Buffalo. Anyway. I wanted to pull up let's pull up Southern and see what they're working with, because that's who we have to play next week. That is who we have to play. They are currently 3rd in the SWAC West. It looks like they did go ahead and pull out, a handed win, right? They won by 25. They want to let you guys know that Southern is the standard. That's what it says on their website. Southern, y'all are on the clock. Prairie View punted and pinned them on the 1, but they just got a pass interference. Prairie View better pull this win out. This would be a nice win for Coach Bubba. It's a nice bounce back from losing to Texas Southern, right? They haven't lost to Texas Southern in 9 years, and they lost. So winning this game, that'll put you right back on level playing field, right? Let's look at their stats. Okay, 41-10. That was good for them. Let's look. I mean, once again, this is a D2 school. So you're supposed to beat them handedly. It looks like Savannah State was up 7-3 the first quarter, and then Southern just started winning. So let's see who the leaders are. Who we looking at next week? Dang. All right. So Noah Bodden was 4 of 10 and had 1 interception, 47 yards, no touchdowns, and he was sacked 3 times. And they took Noah out. So this is Noah Bodden against a D2 school, right? They took him out. They sat him. So we'll probably be looking at starting next week. Wouldn't you say? Savain, excuse me, I do not know how to pronounce his name. Savian Tissette. He passed 7 completions on 29 attempts for 316 yards, 3 touchdowns. His longest was 76 yards, and he was sacked 1 time. Rushing wise, he doesn't have any rushing. He has a net of 10. So Savian Tissette is not a dual threat quarterback, right? If you're looking at a quarterback stats and you see that he don't have no rushing, and this is on school. And it said Shiloh got injured. Prayers, prayers, thoughts, and prayers. Southern always plays us strong. When have they played us strong in the last 4 or 5 years? I ain't seen it. I mean, they might be trying to get it back in blood now that they got a new coach. But Southern been getting their ass beat in the last 4 or 5 years. All right. We're going to play them just as hard. It says Savannah was Southern was struggling with Savannah State for an entire half. That's because they had Noah Biden in there. I promise you, they are probably starting to set. Let me jot that down as a question to ask the coach in the coach's call. Mind you, if you guys have a coach's call question, send me the question, okay? I will be one to know about if Tissette is starting next week. This is huge, right? Because Noah Biden has always been QB1. Or, you know, that's who they said was QB1. But we're looking at these stats right here. And Noah had a fumble and an interception, completed 4 of 10 passes for 40% for 47 yards. His longest was 19, and he was sacked 3 times. He rushed for 6 attempts, gained 52, net of 31. His longest was 40 yards. Okay, so he tried. So, and this just is me. It's a D2 school. You not being able to get the run game on a D2 school? Oh my gosh. What? What? Oh, what? Shiloh broke his arm or something, I think. Damn. Well, if you break your arm, you can't really play. That's like hang it up flat screen for the rest of the season. Oh, I don't know if you guys heard, but Angel Reese is out for the remainder of the season. She did something with that 3-pointer, and that was her last shot of the season. So that happened. I'm just looking at, and I'm just like, wow. All right, let's look at the defense. Okay. Vincent Page Jr., 2 solo tackles, 1 tackles for loss, 10 tackle for lost yards, 2 quarterback hurries. So, you know, we got Page on there, and we got Elijah West, 3 solo tackles. Quarterback progression. I mean, it looked like Tissette is who they're going to go with, because this is Noah. The blue is basically showing you the completions. And Tissette, as you can see, he has a lot. Yeah, Angel's out for the season. Yeah. And then Noah, Lord, have mercy. 2nd and 7, 1st and 10, 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10. And he finally threw an interception. Then they let him stay in. He had got 4. So he got 2 first downs, and then they finally took him out. So I think that next week they're probably going to start the Tissette young man. So as a summary, the final score ended up being 42-10. They did get 191 rushing yards, but that was on 47 attempts. So they averaged 4 yards per rush. Yeah, so me personally, I think it's going to be a blowout. I wasn't trying to be messy, y'all. Oh, yeah. Here it is right here. This is the announcement. Breaking news. Angel Reese is out for the year with a season-ending injury, she announced on social media. So something happened to her wrist. Grambling just won. All right, Grambling. I don't know. Mr. Ford said drop the link, but then he never came on here. So Grambling versus Tuskegee. They did win 37-20. It looks like Tuskegee actually came back in the second half. And dang, it says she broke her wrist. With that 3-pointer, she broke her wrist, or it was already hurting. Did y'all see this? Grambling did not score a touchdown in the second half, the complete second half. That speaks volumes, right? Grambling came in the first half and had scored 37-3 in the first half. And they did not score at all in the second half. So, are they some front runners? Let's look at it. Tuskegee had 380 total yards. Graham had 384. Tuskegee had 2 turnovers, 23 first downs. They had the possession of the ball around the same amount of time. So, am I concerned about this? They didn't throw any interceptions. I want to see how they said Miles Crawley did real good. Miles Crawley threw for 304 yards and 4 touchdowns. Not much of a mobile quarterback for Miles Crawley, but he had 16 completions on 26 attempts. PV lost? Hey, Mimi. It's good to see you, Mimi. Yeah, so Tuskegee wasn't playing in the second half. So that makes me wonder, how do you put up all that offense in the first half? Tuskegee must have made those defensive adjustments. Did PV lose? Y'all let me know right now. It's not looking good for Prairie View in the West. Where is Lionel? Where's Lionel at? Hey, Mimi, I'm okay. I tweaked my neck somehow. I have a pinched nerve or something, and it's been hurting. But I'm going to the doctor on Tuesday. Colorado is trash. No hate. Oh, come on. It says they're up by 7. Who's up by 7? If Prairie View lose, they beat themselves with penalties. Listen, there is no reason why Prairie View should have lost this game at all. They had it in the bag. No, Prairie View, we biggest win outside the SWAC. You know how they do HBCU conferences? So, Grambling, dear Grambling, thank you, Mimi. No offense in the whole second half. Baby, they gonna eat that tape up for lunch, breakfast, and dinner, okay? In no particular order. A D2 team holding you to 0. Do y'all see that? 0 touchdowns in the third and fourth quarter. You better believe that anybody who has to play Grambling, especially Jackson State, we finna go to the hole, and this is in the hole. Ain't this in the hole? Y'all didn't score the third and fourth quarter? Oh, baby, we eating that up. Go ahead and run me that. Please run me that film. Y'all did not score the third and fourth quarter. Now, look, Coach said that if he's going to only win one game this season, he going to run the score up like everybody be running it up on him. Don't play with him. Let me pull up that score. They are not playing on y'all. Damn, that was the final score. You better run it up. I see you, Coach Hampton. Good win, Coach. 73-0. 28. And that's Jackson State should have ran ours up 73. Grambling gonna try to say they had their backups in. Okay, that makes sense. But that don't do Grambling no favors. Your backups can't score. Our backup actually started today, and he put some touchdowns on the map. Woo! That was a close one right there for Howard. I don't even know what Mercyhurst is. I've never heard of them before, but thanks. Congratulations to Howard for pulling that win out, because the MEAC got blasted today. You want to actually, I want to say Norfolk State won today. All right, let's look at these. Let's go over here and look at these. These are the teams that are supposedly better than the SWAC, right? Howard inched out a win. By the hair on their chin, they inched it out. Elon, dog walk North Carolina Central. Let me go look at these stats, right? Dog walk North Carolina Central. Y'all was getting ready to crown them the Celebration Bowl champs. Not so fast. Hold up. I'm talking about you couldn't tell North Carolina Central squat diddly, okay? Couldn't tell them nothing. North Carolina Central didn't score at all in the first half. I'm getting ready to pull it up. We get ready to pull it up right now. I want to know what's going on over there. Thank you, Jesus. Woo. Good job, Prairie View. Good job, Coach. That was a good win for him, right? After coming off of that loss, that was a great away game win. You're saying with the exception, North Carolina Central is supposed to be the leading team. I want to know what y'all got going on. Let's look at these stats. Game stats. Like what happened? What was Walker looking like today? Because Did North Carolina Central beat Elon last year? All right, so game comparison, excuse me. When we look at total yards, Elon had 428, North Carolina Central had 336. Pass yards, Elon had 237 versus North Carolina Central having 181. Rush yards, 191 for Elon, 155 for North Carolina Central. So it looks like, you know, there's a small deviation between the passing and rushing yardage. For Elon and North Carolina Central, it does look like first downs was huge. Elon had 22 first downs versus North Carolina Central only having 12. So it doesn't look like North Carolina Central, in terms of those first downs, they were able to complete those. Everything else is kind of even. Red zone offense, Elon was able to convert 4 of 4 versus North Carolina Central only converting 1 of 1 in the red zone. Time of possession was also key in this big difference between North Carolina Central and Elon. Elon had the ball for 37 minutes versus 22 for North Carolina Central. North Carolina Central had 3 turnovers, and which accounted for 14 points. Yeah. Let me see what the quarterback was on. So Walker Harris, and this is why I say week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, it's all going to come out in the rinse, right? So Walker Harris was 16 of 24 for 181 yards. He had 1 touchdown, but he had 3 interceptions. So he threw more interceptions than touchdowns this week. A&T Roy, you almost lost to that black school. No, Bama State isn't that good. Don't buy the North Carolina Central hype. I mean, based off of the stats, I don't know if maybe it was the offensive play calling of Alabama State, if it was the defense. I don't know what it was, but after this display versus Elon, I'm not ready to just crown them number 1 in all of HBCU football after this particular game. I mean, of course it's week to week, right? Everybody has their down week, everybody has their high. But Elon is like a cousin, right? They're not necessarily above North Carolina Central. I want to say I could have sworn that North Carolina Central beat Elon last year, and they did. See? So this is not a situation where they're very far apart, right? Because North Carolina Central beat Elon last year, and then this year Elon beat North Carolina Central. It's one of those things, right? JSU is a good team. People were over. Okay, so I don't mind. Here's the thing. You don't want to underreact, right? So we just had a game and the game was nice and all that, but let's not put too much dip on our chip, right? And just crown. We got some stuff we need to iron out as well. We did great against the D2 team. So it's kind of like every week you're going to have something that you're tested on differently. So the first week, I feel like after looking at ULM playing UAB and dominating them, a team that dominated Alcorn, us putting up some points against that team, and the score, of course, is not indicative of how that game went because Jackson State held in there until the very end, but the defense got tired because we had to keep getting on the field. People said fire TC. They were overacting. Oh yeah, right. I mean, folks said fire. There was a couple of coaches head they was calling for. They was calling for Coach TC head. They was calling for the Alabama State head coach, Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. I ain't hear nobody say anything about Coach Bubba McDowell, but he pulled out a really good win tonight. So I'm gonna do a poll. And the question that I'm going to ask is based off of the play from this week and last. Who do y'all have leading? Let's do SWAC East first. All right, let's do SWAC East first. I mean, it's early, right? But it's not too late to ask. I guess we're gonna have to put Alabama A&M. Who y'all have leading, right? Who do you guys have leading this week? As of week 2, which team do you guys think is a front? And I would say go look at Jared. Ain't no need in you coming in here and talk about some big PV. Y'all almost lost. Big PV, small PV. Give away a game. Give away a game, PV. Oh, look at all them. First of all, look at said. We couldn't find you last week. Y'all was where's PV versus everybody? Going undefeated in the SWAC. Look at said. Y'all are terrible. Been missing in action. We couldn't find you. Conference play will tell everyone what team they really have. Yes, you've been missing. We had to find. Look at them. I couldn't find him. I was tagging him on Facebook. I put his face on a milk carton. Okay, him and PV versus everybody talking about some. Hey, make sure you fill out your What did he say? Make sure you fill out your stuff for fantasy football. Couldn't find him. Now all of a sudden you want to be back. That's not how that works. Win, lose, or draw. You gotta be here. You gotta be seated. Let me just uh-oh. That ain't gonna work in the SWAC. We're gonna take advantage of that. That is not gonna work. All right.
$23 on Amazon.
You know Dre is always cutting up.
Take all this shit. This bracelet right here look real as a motherfucker. Shit. Take all this shit.
He said this is Deion Sanders in the post-game interview.
$23 on Amazon.
Oh my gosh. I need help. I need help, y'all. I need help because I'm petty. I'm sorry. I am. It says, okay, how many total offensive yards did we have tonight? I'll be happy to answer that question for you. Let's go over here to the stats. We was throwing it. I want to say it's 250 yards passing and offense. Give me a second, y'all. Box score. All right, so the attendance was 26,700, which is to be expected because next week it's going to be like 55,000 people in the event. Travis almost swung on who? I can't believe Travis almost swung on him. Swung on who? Who's swinging on who? What's going on? Wait a minute. What's going on? What? Y'all can't be saying that. What is going on? Who swung on who? All right. Let me get this stuff. Total rushing, net rushing was 184. Total passing was 250 for a total offense of 434 yards versus a total offense of only 106 yards. Wow. We got to work on those penalties. We had 7 penalties for 54 yards. That is not good, right? You can't have that many penalties. That's a lot of penalties. Okay. How you doing, Mr. Brass?
What's up? What's up?
I'm so glad you came on here. All right. So let me first, since you were missing last week, we have to kind of like tag back for last week, okay? Because you couldn't find you. So
this week is this week. We on to this week. We on to this week. This is week 2.
Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
How you gonna fix it?
You lost to Texas Southern after 9 years.
How you gonna fix it?
How you gonna fix it? How you gonna fix it? And you almost lost that game. You just almost gave it up. You was trying to give the game away.
How you gonna fix it?
So what you gonna do about it? Oh. No, but for real, congratulations, because if y'all would have lost this week, folks would have been asking some questions.
Nah, it was gonna be fine. For the PV faithful, we all knew it was nothing to worry about. It's all good. We had to get some kinks worked out. And we still got some more kinks to get worked out. But we looked
good. Which kind of kinks
overall.
Is that? Which kind of kinks you got to get out? Here, let me pull up your stats so you can defend.
Oh man, them stats was crazy. The stats was crazy this game.
Ooh, wee, boy, 9 points. 9 points.
Oh, you talking about last week?
Score a touchdown.
Oh, you talking about last week?
You wasn't here. You wasn't here.
Oh yeah, I'm on it this week. I'm on it this week.
Dang, y'all didn't even score a touchdown last week. This is a SWAC team.
Yeah, our quarterback got hurt. Our quarterback had his shoulder dislocated. It was still playing in the game. We had a lot going on in that game.
Who said that Travis Hunter swung on Prime? Come on now. Anyway, said, so you don't want to talk about last week.
What? Yeah, we on to this week. What was the past? Was the past?
I'm sure. All right, let's pull up this win for tonight. Then let's pull it up. So, who is your quarterback now? Then?
Oh yeah, Cam Peters.
And so he played. He dislocated his shoulder, and then they put it back in the socket.
No. Lucas Coley was our starting quarterback last week, who played the first half.
Okay. All right. So it was in Louisiana. Let's look. So rushing, you had a net of 188. Okay. And then you had a total net of passing of 280. But you did have 2 interceptions. You have to clean that up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to
That's
clean
what
that
that's
up.
what I said. That's what I said. We got a lot to still clean up. But he looks settled in the offense this week.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about Cam Peters. Yeah.
Cam,
Okay. So you guys had the ball way longer than them.
time of possession.
For you guys to have only won by 6 points, you guys had the ball 37 minutes versus 22. You have to work on them third down conversions.
Oh, well, we actually did pretty good with third down conversions. What we had a problem
We're 10
with
of 20.
those, you just named it. The 2 interceptions were pick sixes. So both interceptions, both interceptions were pick sixes. So they weren't just interceptions. And we did have a blown coverage by one defensive back that threw a deep interception. I mean, a deep pass. So, so that was 21 of those points right there. And then I think we also had a muff punt. Our punt receiver went back to catch the ball, touched the ball, and the defense recovered the ball, and they scored. Luckily, we kept them to a field goal at that one score. So between that field goal, the 2 pick sixes, and the 1 defensive back, we really did a really good job this week. That score doesn't really give an indication, but the stat line does. The stat line gives a better indication of how we played, not the score.
Okay. All right. Now it looked like I know I don't see no snakes up in here. They didn't got dog walk. I don't see no snakes up in this chat talking mess after y'all just got dog walk. They don't never know how to be humble. They can't even sit still. Mind you, how many D2 or less than D2 teams did they schedule last year? Boy, I tell you something else. And West Florida almost beat them at home. So say how are you going to make these adjustments in the SWAC? Because you're already down 1 game in the SWAC, right? In the SWAC West.
We're fine. We're fine. We lost to Grambling last year and we recovered. And that was early on in the season. And this loss to TSU, trust me, I think we've gotten used to, unfortunately, the 2 runs that Jackson State made that was undefeated, and then Florida A&M ran last year. And so now we think that's the actual standard, that teams have to just kind of like run through the division. We'll be fine. I've taken a look at Southern. They look very bad. I've taken a look at Alcorn. They look very bad.
So basically it's like it's been for the last 4 years, which is the battle of the worst in SWAC West.
I wouldn't say that, because
it has been the battle. It has literally been the battle of the worst in the SWAC West for the last 3 years.
Absolutely not. And this is why I have to keep correcting people. Last year, Prairie View was the 2nd best team in the entire SWAC. Look, I don't understand what they're talking about. PV only had 2 losses in the entire conference last year, and we were the 2nd best team in the entire SWAC. It wasn't like we stumbled into the SWAC championship last year. So that's why I'm always trying to correct people. That's a narrative that people like to tell. But PV only lost 2 games last year.
How you pronounce Alcorn?
You're not gonna do that to me.
Are you even from the SWAC? Are you black?
Oh, please stop it. My Chicago
you
accent comes
from?
out sometimes. I'm from Chicago,
Don't
so it
be
comes out
blaming
sometimes.
Chicago on there. It's all like the laundry detergent, all corn.
I got you. All corn. I got it.
Yeah, over there saying you won 8 games in the SWAC last year. Boy, you
I let you go. I let you goat me into that, and I told you we lost 2. That's what I told you, and I let you goat me into that 8. But it's okay.
oh my gosh. Listen, Prairie View, you was the front running. You was talking all that mess.
And we
Yeah,
still
you
there.
was talking.
We still there. We still the
Not with
front.
what I'm looking at. Not what I'm looking at. I'm looking
We good.
okay. You got your red zone chances. Okay, you did 5 of 5 in the red zone. You did 1 of 1 for 4th down conversions, but you possessed the ball for
Crazy.
almost
Crazy possession.
2/3 the time, and you only won by 6, and you was fighting to get that away.
Oh yeah, I just told you it was the turnovers, the turnovers and costly special teams that we got to clean up. But outside of that,
And then 18 of 33 attempts. Get them up now. You're gonna have to complete a little bit more.
we okay. We okay. We acting like this wasn't a FCS school. It wasn't like we played a Division II school. So it's okay.
So who is your standout players on this team?
Oh, Savage. Y'all ain't got nothing for Savage. Y'all don't have nothing for Savage. Y'all don't have nothing.
Lamar Savage.
Yes. Oh, total beast. And we ain't even he had 100 yards at the halftime. Reception.
Well, he only got 33 in the second half, but okay.
Yeah, because we spread the ball around to Trazion Spiller. Our receiving core, those 4 guys, Shamar Savage, Trazion Spiller, Thomas, who scored a touchdown, and Heron. Y'all, the SWAC got a problem. Those 4 receivers is a problem. And then you go to our running back core, between Scooter.
How you gonna say that they already lost to Texas Southern?
It's okay. You asked me. You just asked me a question, and I'm answering it.
Okay. So this is my question, because you're saying you're coming out of the West, and I'm asking you how, because Texas Southern's gonna beat UAPB. You don't think Texas Southern gonna beat Southern? You don't think Texas Southern gonna beat Alcorn?
No.
So you're banking on Alcorn beating Texas Southern, and then you beating Alcorn?
We're definitely beating Alcorn. We're definitely beating Alcorn. See? Yeah. She want to talk about the past. That's Black history.
Okay, so here's my question. No, for real. This is my question. Why did you not pull your QB1?
We did. We pulled them at halftime.
Still couldn't. You pulled your quarterback at halftime. I'm looking at it, and you put in Cam Peters, and you guys still couldn't score a touchdown. And you guys think that y'all are the best team?
Yeah, because you got to go by this. What have you done for me lately? Didn't Janet Jackson?
You lost lately from Texas Southern. You lost lately.
Lately, you got to look at what we produced lately, and you got to look at what we did today. Our progression is really great. And the SWAC got something. This is the team that we were touting. This is the team that we all know that we had. Listen, everybody keeps saying we couldn't be found last week. We were turned up. One thing you know about PV is we party. So we're at the game. I had Scotty blowing up. Yeah, we still turn up. We had parties going. We had tailgates going. It was the game. I was still at the game for the 5th quarter. Scotty is texting my phone, talking about come on the live feed. Like, we still had, business to handle in Houston on campus.
Okay,
and
it was
things
like when Jackson State lost in Miami, and I couldn't be found because I was in Miami. Like, I didn't
Exactly.
want to get on there. Okay,
Exactly.
but y'all was in Prairie View though, wasn't it?
Yeah, we was in Prairie View, which is 45 miles outside of Houston.
Did you go to Houston or you stayed in the trenches?
We stayed out there, hung out, tailgate, to the end of the night, hung out with the Qs. Shout out to Rotator Qs, PV. We just had a good. We just kicked it.
I guess I'm just leaving UAPB and off bad and bougie. UAPB got left off bad and bougie. Well, I know them two votes was you and Jared saying that View is still the front runner. Come on now. Just be for real. Be for real. All right.
So who beating us in the West? Who you think you think TSU about to run the tables?
Beat in the West. You at this point you are waiting for Texas Southern to lose. You don't have at this point. If it ended today, you would not be representing the West. At this point, you're waiting on Texas Southern.
Well, that's the beauty. It isn't gonna end today. We'll go on to play more games.
All right. Well, you better keep hope alive, man.
No, it'll be all right. If we go one loss, for the rest of the SWAC season and don't make it, God bless Texas Southern. They deserved it. But it ain't no way you're gonna tell me Texas Southern is gonna go, undefeated and run the tables throughout the SWAC.
Better keep your head on the swivel. They said they're gonna have you seeing stars and spaceships.
Nah, no problem. No problem. I'll be back, and I thank you for having me on. Anytime you need a PV analysis, I'm here for it, and I'm here to bring it for y'all.
Yes, thank you for coming on to defend your school. It was good. It was good. All right, so you heard it from said they still taking over. They might have lost to Texas Southern, but they still taking over.
It's not over.
So, oh no, it's not. You're saying it's not over.
It's not over for PV. Don't you worry. We coming for the rest of the SWAC, and you'll see when we beat FAMU at home, when we beat Alcorn at home, when we beat Southern at home. You'll see. Y'all still won't give us the respect that we deserve, but it's all good.
Give you the what? Give you the what?
The respect.
Sudden, you on the clock. It's SU hate week. Let the memes fly. Who you play next week, Sid?
Oh, that's a money game. We play Michigan State next week.
Damn! That's a L. Thoughts and prayers. Keep your quarterback healthy. You don't need no excuses.
And then we play Southern the following week. So it's gonna be real. You're gonna see some good things even in that Michigan State game. Don't.
I don't want to hear nothing else. If you lose to Southern, I don't want to hear nothing else out of you. You dropping 2 in your own in the SWAC West. Yeah, you out for the season. If you lose to Southern, it's over. You better win Southern.
Don't you worry. We're not losing to Southern. We got a lot on the line. That's a big rivalry for us. They have our.
Is it at home?
Yes, it's at PV. Yeah, because we went into Southern. We went to Baton Rouge last year.
Okay.
We got a lot to prove against Southern. They have our old
They
offensive
got a new
coordinator over
quarterback
there.
now. They got a new quarterback. Noah
Uh,
Biden they got a new quarterback now. Shoot, everybody's trying out they other quarterbacks. The next one I want to talk about, of course, is Alabama State. The reason why I want to talk about Alabama State is because they lost not one, but not two. They are on their third quarterback. And they didn't score all in the second half in this game. So we need to talk about this because, see, this is what happens when folks rank teams and, they didn't score at all in the third and fourth quarter. And Miles was giving them that work. Good Lord. Alabama State is in trouble, y'all. I don't see nobody beating us. I'm sorry. So this is versus Miles. Mind you, Miles only scored 3 points, but their total yards was 234 total yards versus 279. 188 pass yards. Alabama State only had 88 pass yards. What are we talking about here? 88? Boy, Alabama State was posting those clips on Twitter. You would have thought that they was airing it out. No, they only had 88 pass yards for the whole game. Alabama State was rushing 191 yards rushing today. It was even amount of time for time of possession. This right here speaks volumes. For me, it speaks volumes. I'm talking about Alabama State rolls past Miles College. So this is basically what I thought, which is the defense is what kept Alabama State in this game. Miles wasn't playing to win that game. Miles was playing not to get blown out. What you mean they wasn't playing to win the game? All right. So James Hayes is QB3. 6'4". He's a freshman. Okay. Freshman from Coconut Creek High School. 219 pounds from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So this is his first game coming in here. He did make a pass for 60 yards and he had 2 passing touchdowns. He did have 1 interception. So he's 5 of 11, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. And he did not rush that well today. -15 on rushing. So, y'all, not having a quarterback for Alabama State, it kind of wipes them out of the running for winning SWAC East this year. Alabama State is finished without a quarterback. Reminds me of our special team woes. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. I don't see ain't nobody beating us. I don't want to talk too much mess, but I don't see nobody beating us. Alabama State don't have a quarterback. They're not going to be able to beat us. O'Brien's hurt too. I think they said he had a concussion. And they got a freshman up at the front. This is crazy. I don't see. Let me see what the poll says for who's leading in the SWAC West. Oh, y'all got Texas Southern up there. So leading in the SWAC West as of week 2 it's handedly like not even close Texas Southern. 67% feel like Texas Southern is at the front lines. You know, I don't know. Mr. Ford probably went to sleep. We got on a little bit late. He said drop the link, but then he never came on. So your alum said it was Morgan the stadium. What? What does that mean? Oh, Peasy, do you want to make a statement on behalf of Brave Nation? Let's pull up that loss that y'all took, talking all that. I would never talk that much mess to somebody who I knew was gonna beat my face in like that. It's like a fetish or something. As y'all know, G took to the Twitter streets this week, and he was talking big mess. Like, why would you even say that? Here, I'm getting ready to show you what he was saying. I wouldn't dare. Big Bad Brave. And they were making fun of him too. I mean, he was making fun of Vanderbilt and they were just laughing like, uh-huh. Ain't no way I would have been talking stuff, but you know. I don't know why he did it. I don't know why. Hey, I would have been quiet.
I mean, come on. Listen. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I mean,
so that was Barstool Vandy. All Corn State fans really trying to interact with Commodore Nation out here. Like they thought that was funny. So they're like, Nation, it's barely Commodore Corner. Devo Holt said, y'all need to interact with the winning season. Like, why would you say that? See, and this is the thing. You know how SWAC folks are. We be getting in folks' mess because you're not getting ready to pick on the SWAC, you know? So we had to intervene. Y'all be getting whooped 59-0 to teams in your own conference. Relax. Y'all should be honored. Notice how y'all can't talk like this to any school in your own conference. Like, you know, I had to come in there with my little 1-2. These schools are out of pocket. 10 games in 4 years. So anyway, Mr. Big Bad Brave was being messy on here, and I don't know. I would have just been quiet.
We show you how to play some SEC ball. It don't matter where you from. You gonna know what ball we play. Alabama, you're next.
Not Alabama, you're next. So anyway, he was trolling them. And they had shelled out a 55-0 loss. Peasy, we would love to hear a statement from your program because, boy, when I tell you, y'all been bragging all summer, even though Coach Fred McNair left, y'all just knew y'all had picked it up. We need a statement because I think you guys scored. This happened last year too. It took you like 4 or 5 games to score a touchdown. So this is your second game. You didn't score anything. And then last week you guys scored a field goal. We ain't scared of a losing program. Lord. But anyway, so that happened. I don't know who was your quarterback because Tyler Macon, the Elite 11 quarterback, I ain't seen nothing. Y'all gotta tell me something. Who is y'all quarterback? Sheesh. At least y'all gonna beat Edward Waters. I hope y'all beat Edward Waters. Hell, even Valley putting up more points than you. All right, this is a nice little game. They knew they was going to win, so they showed up. Tyler Macon, 2 of 3 completions for 14 yards, 1 interception. You guys played 3 quarterbacks today. Y'all better stop sleeping on Valley. I'm telling you right now, I feel like Valley is going to upset Alcorn, boy. And Alcorn has to go to Itabena. Valley is going to put belt to ass. ULM football. No. They get ready to play. They get ready to get dog walked by Texas. Please. They might beat Troy. They might beat James Madison. They might. I don't know. They might beat. You think they can beat Troy? Let's see. Let's look at their box score. Is Booty doing it like that? Hit the booty, dude. I don't think so. I think that they're not that good. General was 9 of 16 for 87 yards. He had no touchdowns and no interceptions. So yeah, ULM is not good. UAB is just not good. Send me the link, Jay. Okay, so ULM, when we're speaking in FBS terms, ULM is not good. But if we're saying an FBS team versus an FCS team, then of course you have more players on your roster. But I still don't think they're good. ULM won because of, it looks like, rushing. They have literally no offense. Like, General Booty was able to make some plays, but you could tell that offensively he wasn't all that. And against UAB, he only had 87 yards, no touchdowns. So against these other teams, he's going to get dog walked. I mean, it's an FBS team. Basically, I think what you mean by that is folks are trying to get off Jackson State or not give Jackson State our just due in terms of how well we played against them in the first half. For me, the tackling that's not something that speaks highly of ULM. That speaks to just fundamentals on Jackson State's end, which we were wrapping up tackles. Regardless of if you're playing D2 or FBS or FCS, wrapping up tackles is a fundamental type of thing. And that I saw in this particular game was the wrapping up of tackles, which is important. What else? Follow through, right? We were getting too many penalties. Jackson State can beat ULM and UAB. I think that's a high bar, right? I don't want to be presumptuous of that, and I don't want to leave that out on the table that Jackson State, I feel like we were competitive. The depth would have became a problem for us, right? Depth is definitely a problem with us because we had our defense on the field for too long, and they actually got winded. We just don't have the depth for it's an FBS team. Now, when we talk about in terms of the SWAC, especially the SWAC East, October 19th is going to be the determination, right? FAMU is the only team that has shown to have some sort of offense and defense. Now, they didn't score a touchdown today, but I did watch a little bit of it. Jamari Gassett. I mean, Daniel Richardson, he's a decent quarterback, meaning you're not going to have an up and down game. I'll get ready to do this. Let me see. So against Miami, Richardson was 13 completions on 17 attempts for 135 yards, 1 interception. They did put in Maritovich. He was 2 of 11 for 7 yards. He had 2 interceptions. Damn. So Richardson is basically, for FAMU, you're going to live and die on that particular quarterback. Period. You don't have that quarterback, you guys can't do anything. It's a mixed matched type of game. So it's kind of like there's not really a reason to talk about necessarily FAMU versus ULM, or versus Miami, because there's not really a comparison, right? Blue blood program. BCU will be a trap game. Man, BCU just has no offense whatsoever. They have, unless they're changing their quarterback or they have a special quarterback that's hidden, they have no offense. I wouldn't be even remotely concerned. Now, their defense, yes, but offensively, even with their defense, they weren't able to do anything because the defense was on the field for too long. So they got winded. I'm telling you, like, Bethune-Cookman's defense would make so many big stops. The only way that Bethune-Cookman could have even hung in there is if there was some defensive touchdowns. This is what running wind sprints to get ready for the season for any team. Yeah. So I'm not going to talk a lot of mess like I did last year. I'm going to hold my vibrato for after a certain game. Then I'm going to start talking my mess. EA, you need to be quiet. You guys were literally on the 1 yard line. You had 4 chances to get in there. No, I think you had more than 4 because you had a passing interference or you had some type of penalty called on Miami and you still couldn't get the ball in there. Hush. Be quiet. There's nothing to tell. You guys got a penalty on the 1 yard line. How do you do that? It was literally 1 yard. You guys got a penalty. What are we talking about here? EA was waiting for his stuff to untime out. AAMU. All right, let's pull up. Because, Coach, this is his season, right? Coach Maynor has to show and prove this season. Put up 49 points. Who he's got? Langford. Let me see who was up in there. This will probably be the last one that we'll do. See, this is what happens when you have such mixed matched games. You have a situation where Auburn dogwalked Alabama A&M, and then Auburn got dogwalked. I want to say they lost to somebody today. It's all over the place, right? So Alabama A&M gets dogwalked by Auburn, and it's like, oh my God, they're so terrible. Then you have week 2, they dogwalk Kentucky State. So for a lot of people, you're not really getting a full view right, of what the team has when you have a money game and then you have a D2 team. You're not able to see everything. Okay, they had a nice little setting. Let me see. See what y'all working with. Okay, so definitely had some rushing today. 266 total net rushing yardage. 393 for passing. Golly, total offense 659 yards. Why didn't I pick this person? Who is putting up them numbers? Damn, was it Eaglin? Did Eaglin have some rushing? Yes, I picked Eaglin on my Donovan Eaglin. I picked him for my fantasy. So I'm going to get some points there. Anyway, Cornelius Brown. That must be who QB1 is. He had 19 completions for 26 attempts for 278 yards for 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. His longest was 38 yards. Donovan Eaglin, 13 attempts for 102 yards. Dang. Boy, Alabama A&M is run heavy. A&M is run heavy. I didn't know Cornelius Brown could throw it like that. Alabama A&M's O-line is pretty solid. I mean, good Lord. Coach, he said his bark and his bite are both the same. Cause good Lord, is Kentucky State that bad, or is Alabama A&M going to be able to do that against a SWAC team? Like, what's going on? What's going on? Donovan Eaglin. Damn. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Prime retires or just decides he don't want to play no more. They said Shedeur and Shiloh got hurt. Allegedly, Shedeur and Shiloh got hurt. In quad we trust. Dang, Jay White, you need to tell me about this Quad Brown. Why you didn't tell me? Why they call him Quad? Oh, Freddie said that it's all hype. Kentucky State is that bad. You over here front running. Jay White, you over there front running. Kentucky State is that bad. Alabama A&M is not that good. Duke Miller had a good game. Is that the transfer from us? Let me see. I don't see him on here. Oh, okay. Duke Miller had 8 receptions for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay. Is he a Jackson State transfer? Oh, yeah. Okay. That's the Jackson State transfer. Quad Brown. All right. Okay. He's a 4th, aka Quad. I'm trying to see the clip where Travis swung on toes. In the words of Mr. Ford, Colorado is imploding. They are imploding.
How you gonna fix it? You done messed me up to Dallas visit. I done called the police because I'm doing a refund. A refund is due unto me. Don't feel like I just been abused out here today. God ain't pleased like this. You can't do the Saints like this. Boy, I don't even know what I'm gonna sit out here till the police come. I'm gonna stay out here till the police come. refund. Because I do want to make.
Right, because we would want Coach Prime to eat them words, boy. He said if somebody ever did something like that, they would be off the team. We wanted to see him eat them words, just like he did when he said he wasn't gonna wear Nike anymore. But anyway, that's a different story. Okay, so this is the thing about Jay White. Jay, you can't be over here doing all this extra stuff. So this is how you do it. So you see Jackson State, we just won this past, we just won our game, right? And so, we just take our win or whatever and we go on about our business. But one thing we ain't going to be doing is doing all that extra stuff in the chat. You over here acting like you just played a SWAC team or something. Calm down, Jay White, calm down. Now y'all over here want me to be messy and finding this Colorado miss. Let me see if I can find it. All right, so I am going to go ahead and continue to search for I'm going to go ahead and search to see if there is a verified video of a possible interaction between the coach. But I was able to find this. This is live coverage of Nebraska versus Colorado. I was able to find that. So I'm going to keep looking to see if I can find anything regarding a breakdown. Back east already. Calm down. Look, I was being, you see, when I got on here to talk about Jackson State, I wasn't all like, yeah, we just scored by Jackson State by 50. We put 50 lemon pepper wing, hot, spicy, sweet and sour honey hot on Lane. You don't see me doing all that, Jay White. You doing too much. Calm down. Congratulations on your win. Kentucky State win. Congratulations. Pipe down. I don't want you to get your hopes up too high. You don't want to fall. You don't want to fall. All right, now let me see if I can find this other footage, y'all. I know if both of his sons is hurt, baby, he ain't got no reason to be there no more. Y'all gonna get me in trouble, honey. Do you believe now? Hold on. Oh, this is rich, y'all. This is rich. Oh God. Y'all remember when y'all see that offensive line? Somebody in that offensive line don't belong. Okay. That thing got 13.3 million views. Do you know how embarrassing that is to fake an offer? At this point, he should have came down too. They all should have came. It didn't make no difference. All right, let me stop. No, because it was getting on me. I told that young man. I said, please stop doing this. Please. I said, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Because, I didn't want to put the young man out there like that. I said, please stop. Please. Please. Everybody was like, SheLovesThee's bullying him and she's a bully. Blah, 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 blah. I'm a bully. She's weird. She's this. She's. Boy, when I set that young man out, the same people who was calling me a bully was laughing at that young man and making fun of him. Ooh, let's talk about this. This is good. This is not SWAC related, but it's kind of SWAC related. Because why we couldn't have gotten, what happened? Well, we got the lesser of the lesser. All right. So, as you all know, big upset today, right? We actually got a couple of players from there, but did you guys know that our former linebacker coach / safety coach, that the head coach of Northern Illinois Huskies is his brother, Coach Hammock? Coach Hammock's brother is the head coach at NIU. And yeah. Check DM. DM where? On Twitter, on Instagram? Where I'm checking it at. Okay. Bloop, bloop, doop, 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 doop. All right. If you guys would like to see the halftime show, the Jackson State halftime show, Jay has it on his YouTube, and I've posted it right here. Nah, Mr. Ford didn't come up here today. He said drop the link, and then he must have fell asleep. Where is the y'all? I can't see none of this. I wanna laugh too. See, those folks was getting on me so bad. I want to laugh. I want to know what they're saying. Because their season is basically over. Season over with. Uh-oh. All right, let's see. We got something over here. Let's see what happened. That's not that bad. I didn't see nothing where shit. Dion leaving in the middle of the season. He's retiring tomorrow. He don't have no quarterback. He don't have his other son. Travis is over there acting up. It's over with. They ain't gonna last 5 games. Lord, these folks think that it's about money. Let me just say this real quick. And this ain't even on no hating stuff. I said a year and a half ago, I said, Prime needs to stop all this Jackson State, did him wrong, HBCUs are backwards, blah, 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 blah. And the reason why I said that is because when it's all said and done, when everything is done, Jackson State will be Coach Prime's legacy. At Colorado, it will be known as the worst. Well, for Colorado, monetarily, they got their money's worth, right? But it'll be the worst coaching debacle ever, right? Because you had all this drama that ensued with regards to the coaching. I want to see what's going on Twitter. You know what? Them folks must have me blocked because I can't see none of this fighting and fussing. I can't see. Dang, he ain't even stay. He left. 2 in Entourage just left without even watching the ending of the game. He would never do that at Jackson State. That has to be tough, right? Because you don't have the O-line that you need. It's all for naught, right? You ain't got the O-line that you need. Damn! We know Shedeur is like that, but he's not going to make it. Oh, they are clowning. Y'all, look at this. They said this is Travis Business Decision Hunter. He decided to stop. Like, I'm not going to tackle his ass. Oh, Lord have mercy, baby. Shambles. I'm probably going to get flagged for doing that. Let me see. I didn't see Travis Hunter fighting Coach Prime. I ain't see it. So, you know, it is what it is. Well, that about do it. That about do it right there. If Shedeur is hurt and then Shiloh is injured, I mean, what else do you do? It says Shiloh broke his forearm. During the first quarter. He's the leading tackler last year and is in his final season of college football after graduating from Jackson State last year, then transferring to Colorado. Boy, you could have stayed in Jackson for all that. What? So just F the rest of the season. Is that what you guys are saying? It ain't gonna get no better in the NFL. It's not gonna get any better in the NFL. He said, don't tackle. Whatever you do, don't tackle. Stop tackling. They'll have a losing season with or without him. Damn. But he won't have no stats. Yeah, so Shedeur, so Shiloh broke his forearm, and then You can't play against that offensive line. Like, they're eating you up for breakfast. All right, let's see. You just really thought that those folks was gonna fool with you like that, and they don't. Down 18 points, Sanders attempted to lead the Buffaloes back late in the fourth quarter. Despite his best efforts, the game was not meant to be for Colorado, but on a last-ditch effort, Sanders was hit while performing a slide to give himself up midway through the fourth. A penalty was called and a targeting ejection sent Nebraska defensive back Ramir Stewart to the locker room early. It also sent Sanders to the sidelines where trainers looked him over as he took a knee. Sanders returned to the action following the targeting review, but that's the last anyone would see of him on the field. Soon after, Sanders was spotted exiting the field without his helmet. He completed 22 of 38 passes for 244 yards and a touchdown. However, he did throw an interception and he was sacked a whopping 6 times. Damn. Ooh. Sounds like a dirty play. I mean, you know that these folks want to hurt Shador. It comes with all that shit talking. Can't be over there running your mouth. All right, y'all. So week 3, we can end this out, but it says week 3 on there because it's the week 3 season. Like, I guess 1, 2, 3. Like, this is the 3rd week. It's week 2 of SWAC football, but week 3 from week 0. Get it? Week 0 was week 1. Anyway, let's look at these games for next week. Next week, Jackson State got Southern, so we finally got the SWAC matchups that we've been looking for. Once again, make sure that you go to Jay's page and check out the Jackson State halftime show. It was like a tribute to the Rose Bowl. It's really good. Let's look at our games for next week. So, baby, some of these games that y'all be scheduling, I don't understand it. It really is confusing because it's like you'll schedule 2 money games and then you'll schedule some D2 games. It wasn't a dirty play. Let's stop this. Dude has no offensive line, so that's on his dad. That DB got a bag behind that hit. Then why was he called for targeting if it wasn't a bad play? All right, so next week, Prairie View versus Michigan State. Alcorn finally gets a money game of their own versus Edward Waters. Bethune-Cookman plays Western Michigan University. Alabama State plays Samford. Grambling State plays Texas A&M University Commerce, which they should be able to win that game. Mississippi Valley State plays Murray State. Jackson State plays Southern. Alabama A&M plays Georgetown. So it's like, damn, I think Jackson State is the only team that plays a SWAC game. Everybody else, I want to say Florida A&M plays Troy. Arkansas Pine Bluff plays Tennessee State. Clark Atlanta or Bethune-Cookman plays, oh no, that's the 21st. That's it. UAPB. Where is Where's Florida A&M? I could have sworn they play Troy next week. Anyway, everybody else is kind of playing either money games or out of conference games. Jackson State is the only one that is playing a SWAC game. And I'm not sure if they count this game either. Can somebody let me know? Because one year they didn't count it. It didn't count against their overall wins versus losses. Oh, okay. Florida A&M got a bye week, and then they got Troy. Okay. You say holding the ball. I saw defenses flushing him and tagging him. FAMU got a bye week. Okay. So basically, Jackson State is the only, and Southern are the only two teams in the SWAC that have a SWAC matchup. But I'm pretty sure that the Southern versus Jackson State game is non-conference. Yes. So it doesn't even count. So everybody has a non-conference game. Next two games are non-conference SWAC games. Okay. That includes Grambling too. Grambling and Southern. And so for Jackson State, this is really going to be a tell-all for where we are in the SWAC. Everybody else is still trying to get the kinks out and figure things out. And that just goes to show you that, like, hiring Warren Sapp, like, what are you doing? Why are you hiring this man? This man don't know nothing about no college offensive line. Like, what are you doing? You're doing stuff for celebrity and for fanfare, and you're going to end up getting your son hurt. It'd be like, damn, do you want your son to go to the NFL? Conference games, right? Running the ball helps the O-line. And that's the thing, like, they don't like to run the ball because the dad wants to do the air raid offense every time. So, you know, that's on him. I can't be talking. I pinched a nerve right now, and that stuff hurts. So hopefully Shador didn't hurt himself again, because I know his back or neck was wrong. Sapp's not all the way there. I mean, I don't know what he's doing. He bought Ed Reed over there. Like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just but when I said something, I was hating. Hold on. Do you believe now? Like, all right. When I say something, I'm a hater. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Sap's still doing coke and oh Lord. Jay, safe travels. Safe travels. I am going to once again drop. Well, on the way out, we will watch the Sonic Boom of the South at the Veterans Memorial Stadium. Make sure that you go to Jay's page and subscribe to his YouTube. He has all the Jackson State beats. So make sure you do that. And everybody have a blessed evening. I might come on here next Thursday. I don't know. But I'll definitely be here next Saturday. See, y'all be getting me in trouble. All right.
Jackson, Mississippi. The Sonic Boom is back in We're headed to Pasadena, California for the 2025 Tournament of Roses Parade. To celebrate, we're dedicating our show to our Road to the Roses. We will open our show with Roses by Outkast. Tiger fans, when the band forms Roses, please donate today by scanning the QRC code on the Jumbotron. No gift is too small and definitely not too large.
How you gonna fix it? You done messed me up to tell this business. I done called the police because I'm doing a refund. A refund is due unto me. Don't feel like I just been abused out here today. God,